The pregnant daughter-in-law, 9 months along, suddenly fell to the ground. Blood immediately flowed down her legs. At that moment, the mother-in-law walked by holding a small dog. Concerned neighbors quickly urged her to call an ambulance, but the mother-in-law coldly claimed she had no time. Then, she walked past her daughter-in-law with an indifferent expression. The neighbors, in disbelief, questioned her. "The baby she's carrying is your own grandson." The mother-in-law glanced at her dog and said the dog needed her more than the daughter-in-law did. She told her to call the ambulance herself. The neighbors scolded her angrily. They couldn't understand why the mother-in-law had changed so much, because in the past, she and her daughter-in-law had been as close as mother and daughter. To ensure her pregnant daughter-in-law got proper nutrition, the mother-in-law had cooked her favorite chicken soup every day. Even the neighbors couldn't stop praising her kindness. But now, the mother-in-law seemed like a completely different person. Fortunately, the son arrived in time. However, even when her son begged for help, the mother-in-law remained unmoved. She turned and walked away without hesitation. A month passed in the blink of an eye. After being cared for by her husband alone, the daughter-in-law completed her postpartum recovery and returned home. As soon as they entered, the husband noticed a bowl of carp soup on the table. He thought it was something his mother had prepared to nourish his wife, but as soon as his wife picked up the bowl, the mother-in-law snatched it away. She immediately poured the soup into the dog's bowl. This infuriated the daughter-in-law, and she began to lash out again. Hearing the commotion, the son rushed over. He couldn't understand why his mother had become like this, but the mother pushed both her son and daughter-in-law aside, and went straight to the table to start eating. The daughter-in-law broke down again. She asked her mother-in-law, "I've been married to your son for 9 years now. If you dislike me so much, why did you allow me to marry him in the first place?" The mother-in-law didn't answer. She simply said the grandson was too noisy, and told them to move out by tomorrow. The couple was completely confused. The husband even started to doubt if he was truly her biological son. The next morning, he brought out a paternity test, hoping to plead with his mother, but she still didn't show any kindness. Her attitude remained firm. Even as they were leaving, she didn't glance at them once. The son couldn't understand. He was clearly her biological child, so why was she so heartless? Little did he know, she was hiding a massive secret, a secret that had yet to be revealed. 10 years flew by in an instant. One day, the daughter-in-law went to the hospital for a checkup. She unexpectedly saw the mother-in-law with a child by her side. The daughter-in-law immediately called her husband, asking him to come see his younger brother. When the man arrived, he assumed his mother had given birth to another son, and angrily berated her. He even threatened to call a family meeting to sever ties with her. But the mother-in-law knew the time had come to reveal the secret she had been hiding in her heart.